Hi vinyl community, Mike here, and today I'm going to show you some of the records that I picked up during 2024. They were all new releases during the year, and they've given me a lot of pleasure, but also the records that I think have gone under the radar a little bit with the vinyl community. So either I haven't seen anybody else show them, or maybe only one or two people show them during the last 12 months. So I haven't ranked them at all. They're just records that I really love, and I hope you take the time to investigate them, and maybe you'll love them too. And it turns out that not by design really, but all bar one of these records has got female vocalists. So without further ado, let's get on with it. And the first one is a singer called Arooj Aftab. She's a jazz singer, I suppose. She's of American Pakistani heritage, and this album is called Night Rain, and it's a really lovely sort of late night sort of album. There's a with a nice picture of her there, and on the liner notes it says some songs can only be heard at night. It's the songs of the night that stand us tall in the day, eyes filled with the work of stars. What voices will we take into our liminal slumber? What patterns and pieces will break open the night's mind path? So that kind of sums it up. Very, very laid back stuff. I mean, it's jazz, sort of very laid back sort of jazz singing, but she has a lot of sort of Middle Eastern Sufi rhythms in there, and it's a really, really lovely album. And I would recommend it to anybody. So there you go. So that's my first one, and it's Arooj Aftab and Night Rain. The next one, also a female vocalist singer, and she's called Keeley Forsyth, and this is her album called The Hollow. And Keeley is apparently also an actress, and she appears on UK TV quite a lot. But I don't think I've ever remember sort of actually seeing her on the telly. Although I don't watch a lot of TV drama anyway, so that's probably why. But this album, it's her third album, and it's quite bleak really, but it's beautiful and bleak at the same time. And Electronic Sounds magazine summed it up by saying, wallow in the half-lit beauty of this stunning collection. And that's what it is. Half-lit, I think, is a really good way of sort of describing the music, because it does have that darkness. And I'll show you there's a sort of a quite sort of barren, bleak sort of landscape there, and there's all the tracks there on the back. But also there's there's a booklet, and it's got basically it's got the lyrics in it, and yeah, it's really, really, really lovely album. I really like Keela's work, and I don't think she gets a lot of mention on the vinyl community. I'll show you there you go, nice sort of cream coloured vinyl. As I say, I don't think she gets a lot of love on the vinyl community, possibly because people don't know who she is. But again, if you like the sort of quite ethereal, sort of bleak and beautiful sort of female vocalist, then I think Keeley is for you. Right. Next one is a bit of a change of pace, and it's a band from Leeds. They were formed in 2005, and they're sort of post-punk. They're very much influenced by Devo. You could certainly sort of hear sort of Devo-esque sort of rhythms in there, but also maybe bands like the Breeders also. And this is Cowtown, and the album's called Fear Of, and it's her first album since about 2016, I think. And they've been on, they get radio play every now and then, but they've never really sort of been able to make that step up. But this album, is absolutely wonderful. The lead singer here is female again, Hilary Knott, there she is with the rest of the band, And yeah, so it's you know, it's post-punk. If you like Devo, you definitely like these guys. And even if you don't like Devo, I think it's worth giving them a try because they're really, really, you know, they do their own thing. They're not a Devo tribute band, but they're Devo-esque. So that's my next one. So another female vocalist, somebody who I really, really love, and that's Jane Weaver. Jane was from over the other side of the Pennines, from Cheshire, I believe, and this is her umpteenth album, probably her 10th or whatever. But this is called Loving Constant Spectacle, and it's an absolutely, absolutely lovely, lovely album. And I managed to get to see her twice this year. First time was at an in-store where she did an acoustic set just before sort of like heading out on a tour. And as you see, she's very kindly signed the album for me, and also got this publicity shot with it. But her music again, you know, it's electronic, it's ethereal, it's absolutely lovely. So as I say, I saw her at doing an acoustic set, you know, just on her own at Jumbo Records in Leeds, and then 2 or 3 days later, she did a gig with a full band at the Broodnell Social Club, and that was absolutely superb. Probably the best gig that I've been to this year. She was really, really great. So that's my next one. So it's Jane Weaver, and there we go. Love and Constant Spectacle. Right. Now somebody who has just released this year their very first solo album, and it's this lady, uh, Anja Huwe. She's best known as the lead singer of X-Mal Deutschland, the 1980s German sort of industrial goth rock post-punk band. And you know, it's called Globes, and you know, sorry, it's called Codes, and you know, surprisingly, this is her first ever solo album, you know, 2024. But it was definitely worth the wait. I mean, if you like X-Mal Deutschland, if you like sort of dark wave, if you like you know, gothy sounds, a bit of post-punk, then this is definitely for you. I'll show you the vinyl because it's quite stunning. And yeah, she's really sort of carried on with the sort of you know, the X-Mal Deutschland sound. But interestingly, an album that was a compilation of X-Mal Deutschland's early singles and EPs came out this year. So you know, I bought both this and the compilation album. And you know what? I think this is a better album than, you know, the early X-Mal sound. So yeah, Anja Huwe, absolutely brilliant. You know, if you like, you know, if you like that sort of dark bass sort of gothy sound, then you'll definitely like this. This is a brilliant album. Right, so change of pace now. Yet another female vocalist, and this time it's Leticia Sadier, and this is her album from 2024. It's called Rooting for Love, and Leticia is best known as the singer with the Anglo-French band Stereolab. And if you like Stereolab, you're gonna like this. It doesn't sound quite like Stereolab. It's its own thing, and in fact, you know, it really sort of focuses on her voice. I think, you know, that's the main instrument on this record. But you know, it has sort of elements of French pop in it. You know, a bit of electronic, or a bit of you know, a bit of krautrock, a bit of art rock. You know, all the sort of things that you would get in a you know, a Stereolab album. But this is really good. As I say, it's called Rooting for Love. Who and What is the first track. The final track I really like is called Cloud 6. And her voice is accompanied throughout the album by many sort of male and female voices that are credited on the album just as the choir. And sometimes, the album sort of lapses into very much a sort of an easy listening sort of sound. But that's not to detract from it, because it is a beautiful album, and I'd recommend it to anybody. Right, and finally, an album that does not have a female vocalist, a band that possibly or definitely quite sort of controversial. Now there are 6,000 odd people in the north of Ireland who speak the Irish language, and three of them got together to form a band, and the band in question is the marvellous Kneecap. This is Irish language hip hop, and it's funny, it's polished, it's fantastic stuff. It's really, really, really good. Now, Kneecap have also got another accolade this year, that they they won sort of best film at Sundance Film Festival for their film called Kneecap, which is a semi-fictionalized account of their rise to fame, and they're they're for the Irish Republican cause, and because of that, they upset people. In fact, I think they upset all the right people. And earlier on this year, or maybe late last year, they received a grant, an arts sort of grant, to help promote British music in the world at large. And look at that! Look at that stunning vinyl. That's the best vinyl I got this year. Anyway, they were given a grant, an arts grant, to promote sort of music, and quite right too. They're an up and coming band. They were gaining a lot of traction, and so they should. But the Conservative government at the time, and the Trade and Industry Secretary, or Business Secretary, whatever she was, Kemi Badenoch, who's now actually the leader of the Conservative Party. So, a right-wing politician decides to step in and cancel the grant on the grounds that these guys do not stand up for British values. I mean, what she really meant is these guys oppose the sort of values that she liked. The values of division, the values of the right wing. But anyway, so they took the British government to court, and a couple of months ago, they won that case, and so there you go. And of course, in the process, they get a lot more publicity. But they caught. Well, I say they caught controversy. It just follows them around. I mean, one of the most ridiculous things was in the mainstream media on the BBC. There was an item saying that Kneecap appeared at a venue that Prince William had spoken at not 2 days earlier, and this was absolutely shocking, because they espoused what the BBC called anti-British sort of values, and it's just ridiculous, that sort of politicians, I think, should get involved in artistic sort of matters. Art's art, politics is politics, and that's how it should be. But Kneecap, absolutely brilliant bit of sort of Irish hip hop, and I absolutely love them. So that's me on my soapbox for a little bit, and now I'm off it. So yeah, all of those records that I would recommend, they're all brilliant. As I say, they all went under the radar a little bit, and they're all worth a listen. So have a listen, see what you think, and until next time, I'll see you. Bye.